Hey everybody, we're back for another episode of I Gotta Be Honest With You. I'm Tom.
D-Man once again.
And we're continuing our world tour. First stop, Putnam, Connecticut, down the street, baby.
Yeah.
And today's character we're going to talk about is none other than the very popular, controversial, and dark John Constantine, the Hellblazer. Take it, D-Man.
There you go. He was created by Alan Moore and
Steven Stet.
There he was. And it was Swamp Thing.
Saga of Swamp Thing, well, technically Saga of Swamp Thing 25, you see Constantine in the background.
Yeah, you do.
But it was Saga of Swamp Thing 37, where he first appeared in his trench coat, his cigarette, and all glory.
And he was so popular in that episode.
Well, he was Swamp Thing's occult supervisor.
Right, yeah, exactly.
He guided him through some occult adventures.
Right, and when Swamp Thing went to Vertigo, of course, he showed up too, because the first 17 issues of Swamp Thing were regular comics, and then he decided to do a Vertigo thing.
Now, why don't you tell the crowd what Vertigo is?
Vertigo was DC's answer to the more mature comics. You had, I'll give you a couple rundown. You had 100 Bullets. You had Preacher, which is now a show. By the way, it just started. The first 2 episodes are great. You had Sleeper, which was a Sleeper. Yeah, also had Astro City, which is still going on.
And Hellblazer.
And Hellblazer was actually and Hellblazer managed to last 300 issues.
300 issues, folks. That's impressive.
Yeah, it is. And Hellblazer's had a long run. I just wanted to do it quick. Now we're going to go back and explain a lot of stuff about Hellblazer. Hellblazer is what would you call him? Like a magician, but
He's a
con artist.
He's an occult detective.
But he's also a con artist.
He's a con artist. He's a prick too.
Yeah, he is.
Chain smoking,
Drinker,
womanizer.
The one thing you can actually think is you don't want to be his friend because you don't have a really long lifetime. Yeah,
most of his friends die, like Chaz.
Chaz,
who was his best friend, who was a roadie for the Sex Pistols.
Yeah, he was
in the original thing.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about music for a second. This is relevant to Constantine.
Okay.
What musician was his appearance based on?
Believe it or not, it was Sting.
Sting.
Yep.
Alan Moore based John Constantine on Sting. Sting's look, I believe it was in Dune, right around the time the Synchronicity album came out too.
Yep.
Sting had his hair all long.
Yep.
This is Every Breath You Take, we're talking Sting.
There you go. When Sting was good. Before he got
Sting's still good.
Yeah, he is.
Sold out a week in sun in like 5 minutes.
I actually saw him in concert. He was pretty good.
Yeah, he's a good singer.
Yeah, he is. I saw him with the band. We're getting off there.
Fields of Gold, baby.
There you go.
His first issues, he dealt with a lot of religious themes like
Roxanne.
Don't stand so close to me. He dealt with famine, and he meets Satan a couple of times.
Yeah, he does. He's also fought angels and whatnot. There's a picture of it. This is part of the long run with Garth Ennis and Steve Dillon.
Dillon, God rest your soul, man.
Steve Dillon did an amazing run on him. Other people that have actually done stuff, Alan Moore did it. Neil Gaiman actually did a couple issues.
Jamie Delano.
Paul Jenkins did.
Paul Jenkins, very good writer. He had a good. Jenkins. Paul Jenkins had a good run on Hellblazer. I don't remember how many issues it went, but it dealt with the fact he was a chain smoker for so many years. He actually got lung cancer.
Yeah.
So it dealt with that because he's also one of the things that separates Constantine from the Constantine.
How you doing? Hey, one of our fans. Anyway, whatever.
One of the things that separates Constantine from the other adult-themed characters is he's actually a suicide. He did commit suicide.
Yeah, he did.
So his soul is damned to hell.
Yeah, it is.
So that's why he kind of does what he does, trying to hunt down demons and stuff, because he's trying to buy his way into heaven.
I have a question. So who is he? What is he all about? What does he do?
He is a cult detective. He's mostly hunting down demons on Earth. But, like I said, he's trying to redeem his soul in the eyes of God.
Well, to put it blunt, he's a bastard. That's pretty much.
He is a bastard.
He's all out
He's out for himself.
Yeah, he is. And he's always, if you've seen the show Constantine, you notice he has like a whole bunch of artifacts that he's actually collected, so they don't get in other people's hands.
That's right.
So
I don't know if I'd say he's a good man. He's a bad man with a good heart.
He's kind of like the Steve Austin of comics, wouldn't you think?
No, because Steve Austin was popular.
Okay.
Whenever Constantine enters a room, people always kind of go, ugh.
Yeah, but what I meant, kind of like the way where Austin wasn't a good guy or a bad guy, he was kind of the anti-hero.
I remember one issue of Justice League where they actually had to take on the whole, like some Titanic monster or whatever, and they had to call everybody in who had any powers, any knowledge or anything. And Constantine was there. That was when he first encountered Batman and Superman, etc. He actually spikes the punch bowl at the party.
He's the kind of guy you don't want to party with.
Yeah, he's the type of guy you don't want to party with. I mean, he might be cool to party with.
Yeah, he might be, but the whole demon thing would be kind
This
of
issue, this issue's real. I'm just gonna say, this
Go ahead,
issue
give
is
it to it.
really weird. The Hellblazer special by Garth Ennis and Steve Dillon. I have never seen a book that dealt with religious incest in my entire life.
Well,
This priest goes on a killing rampage because he heard that some woman had a massive orgy, and she ended up in the arms of her brother. And so the priest then goes on this, he becomes like a religious zealot and just starts killing everybody in the church. And they bring Constantine in because they figured his soul was possessed by a demon.
Right.
That's the type of stuff that John Constantine deals with.
Well,
He's also one of the few characters that ages naturally. When the Vertigo series ended, he was in his late 50s, early 60s.
Oh, yeah, he was. But I think it's cool, like with comics, you go back and forth in stories. And the cool thing you mentioned, this whole thing about the Hellblazer, that predates when Preacher came out, and Garth Ennis and Steve Dillon really dealt with religion in that book.
Garth Ennis is a hell of a writer.
Oh yeah, he is. He's one of the top 10, I'd have to say.
He's up there.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
but like you say, the Hellblazer, like I said, at 300 issues, you can pick up the trades like crazy, and pick up like runs. The stories are just amazing.
They're amazing stories. They're easy to pick up. You don't have to read all 300 issues. You just have to. They kind of explains who he is.
Yeah, he does. And the one thing you realize is, though, he is a bastard. There is swears in it.
It's a very R-rated book.
Oh, big time R-rated. So you don't want to have
But not anymore. But since DC brought him back into the mainstream, for a little while when the New 52 was formed, Hellblazer was running, but they also launched Constantine under the New 52 banner, where he was younger, hip, good-looking, not so,
more like the TV show.
More like the
Which I'd say,
television show,
Matt,
starring Ryan.
Matt, you did an awesome job on the Constantine.
Matt Ryan, who played Constantine on the very short-lived titled television show, did an excellent job.
Yeah, he got a bum deal, but you
got a bum deal.
And I mean, I got to give a shout out to Keanu Reeves. He did a pretty good job.
Keanu Reeves played the big budget character. Played the character in the big budget film Constantine in 2005, where they decided to make the character American.
Yeah, he did an okay job.
Hardcore British man, and then all of a sudden the American Warner Brothers has it, and they made him Keanu. And Keanu did a fine job.
Yeah, he did.
Keanu played a very good American Constantine, but still, I think Constantine should be British.
Yeah. So my question to you is, what would you rather have? Constantine. This is my question to you. It's our question to me. Would you rather have Hellblazer as a Vertigo again, or would you rather keep it the way it is? I'm going Vertigo.
I'm going Vertigo, but I would bring that character into the mainstream.
I don't think they could though.
They couldn't, but if they, I would.
I would too, but I mean, it would kind of like, yeah. I don't know. I enjoy the Hellblazer comics now, but they just don't have the same.
I felt like it was a character that didn't need to be revamped.
They're not really gritty anymore? Or?
No.
They kind of tried with Justice League Dark, because they made him the leader of a team. He didn't want to be with Dead Man.
Lost its vibe.
Lost its vibe.
Yeah. See, now they
Although JLD is a good book.
Yeah.
Very good animated feature too.
Alrighty then. Anyway, the other thing is, though, I do have hope, though, like we've said before, this is Hellblazer 11 of the new series, of the Rebirth series. It's not bad, but the guys who are doing it, they got one more issue, they're going to finally
Wait for issue 13, folks. Issue 13, we're going to hype the crap out of it. Tim Seeley and Padino.
Somebody,
Padino's coming in. Great. They had a great run on Chew. Is it Chew? What was the book they did?
I know Seeley did what do you call it? Hack and Slash.
Hack and Slash. I apologize. Hack and Slash.
Hack and Slash. If you ever get a chance, read it.
Very good book. They're coming. I think they're gonna push the PG-13
right to the
edge.
Yeah,
they're gonna walk the line, baby.
So I mean, Seeley. If you want to be familiar with Seeley also does right now writes Nightwing.
Does he really?
Yeah, he does.
That's why Nightwing was pretty good.
Yeah. I think he's also been doing it. He's done a few Batman books too.
Yeah, I can't wait for the Hellblazer new team.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
They went back to, because the Constantine thing, fans didn't like it. They're like, oh, Constantine's not as gritty, so they went back and now they call it the Hellblazer.
Yeah, because Constantine was an alright comic, but
it just sucked.
Yeah,
you could say it sucked.
See, the
Justice League Dark was way better.
Why didn't you like it?
Why did I like Justice League Dark?
Why didn't you like Constantine?
They took away the grittiness of the character from Hellblazer. I didn't get into Hellblazer until, I would say 2012, maybe 2000. No, it's 2010. I'm sorry. And it was ending. Remember when we first started talking? It was like at 296.
Yeah.
I added Hellblazer to my shelf, and then like Hellblazer ending at 300. So I was like, really?
You know,
they made it.
So you had to go all the way back.
No, they went back to number one. DH'd him like 35 years. It lost its flair. It was fun watching a little prick do stuff.
Pretty much. My other fact is the reason why I used to like Hellblazer a lot more before than now is because the fact the art's just horrible.
Art sucked.
I don't know who these people are. They getting a drop, but they don't know how. Now here's a little side. I got a side story for you. A long time ago, I had Hellblazer 1 and all that and all this other stuff, and I had like a run of them. Then I had another run of them, but I had like a giant gaping hole. Now here's a great story for all you kids out there. I happened to be in what the hell was it? I was in I don't remember. I was in Portland, Maine one time with my fiance, now my wife, and we were shopping, and I went into this little store in Portland. It was on Main Street. The guy had a comic book sale. I'm like, wow, pretty cool, like 50 cents a book or whatever. It was like really. I walk in, the guy had boxes and boxes and boxes of Hellblazer. I'm like, dude, how much? He goes, dude, I can't sell them. No one will buy them out here. I said, I'll give you a quarter. He says, how much? He goes, a quarter piece. I got 200 issues for almost nothing. Because the guy couldn't get rid of them, so he was happy to get a quarter. So I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So now that being said, now I have the whole run of Hellblazer.
Do you really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You got Hellblazer, I got Spawn.
Yeah, you get Spawn, so we're
That's
both
right. Both have our satanic sides.
Yeah, there you go. That's what it is. But no, the funny thing is, Hellblazer is a great comic to read. But like I said, it is on the more mature level. I mean, if you want to read
Is
this,
that why he was having issues selling it, or why do you think?
because I think maybe, well, what I've learned is if you go to different comic book stores, if you go to different comic book stores around, some places will sell more of certain comics than other places because it's whatever the group is.
Full demographic type.
Yeah.
Full demographic.
I mean, you can go into a place and go, hey, do you have any Spawn? Oh, I can't give Spawn away. You go somewhere else, we got tons of Spawn because Spawn sells. Just an example.
You go to That's Entertainment, they'll have maybe one issue of Spawn on the shelf.
Yep.
Wonderland this past week ordered 16 issues of Spawn.
Thanks to us, you're welcome, by the way, people out there. But it's funny because, and it's like in a lot of other stores, where like they're more Marvel or more DC. It kind of waves. It's weird in a way, but it's I mean, like
It's interesting though to think of each community has their favorite.
It's this thing.
well, that's kind of like
It's a
if
thing.
you go to stores, if you shop at stores like chain stores, you'll notice they have more of some stuff than they do of others because they sell more of that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you go to a store, if you go somewhere where like there's like not a lot of money, you're gonna have less expensive things. Whereas if you go someplace where there is money, you'll have more expensive things because you'll be out to sell them. Because people aren't gonna buy stuff they don't have the money.
How long ago was this when you bought the whole run? Do you remember?
At least, well, I've been married almost 6 years. I'd have to say 8 years ago.
Nice.
Yeah, because I was still engaged to her. I think I was either dating or I was engaged to her. I'm not really sure.
Now my question was, she pissed?
No, she was okay with it.
You got a huge stack of help.
Well, no, I walked in. I walked in because I'm always looking for stuff, and the guy's like, I go, yeah, I'm gonna buy all these. He's like, all right, cool. And I said, all right, well, do you have a box? And put him. He said, yeah, sure, I got a box. I think it ended up costing me for the whole thing like $30. Wasn't that much, dude?
The whole freaking run?
Yeah, 30 or 40 bucks, something like that.
You can't beat that.
No, you can't beat it. No, that's a steal of the world. I mean, it was incredible, to be honest with
Do
you.
you remember when Hellblazer guest starred on Arrow?
Actually, believe it or not, I do. It's one of my favorite episodes.
It's my favorite episode of
Yep.
Arrow.
Yep.
Why is that?
It's so out there.
It is. It was way out there.
You never see Hellblazer as an action hero. You see him with a sword.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan's was great. Justice League Dark, I think, is the definitive.
Oh yeah, that's a
Hellblazer
great Hell
adaptation.
story. But to get back to you, I mean, if you ever get a chance, watch the Constantine show. It's actually pretty good.
And it's only about 12 episodes. It
Yeah,
got
I
a bum deal.
Yeah,
NBC
it did.
just wanted a comic book title on their network. It was on Friday nights at 10 o'clock. I remember my ex-fiance and I used to watch it, and it was just like, why is this on at 10 o'clock? This is such a good written, it was a very well-written show.
yeah.
He's a good actor.
Do you know when they real quick thing when they first started doing it, he was playing with a lighter because they wouldn't let him smoke.
Yeah, they wouldn't let him smoke.
But later on, they actually let him smoke.
Did they really?
Yeah, they did actually.
I got to catch up on it.
Yeah, but the funny thing being, I kind of going back as I can because you know what Hellblazer, that show that they had on that reminds me of on NBC reminds me of back when the Flash. Remember the Flash?
The short-lived Flash
Short-lived
show.
Flash show because whatever happened with the Flash, they just put it everywhere. They never gave it a
They didn't promote the Hellblazer, the Constantine show enough,
No.
which was, it was BS because
because
he
they thought
carried it.
yeah because they thought oh it's a cartoon
It's a comic book show, so it'll sell.
Exactly.
They don't put it on Friday night at 10 o'clock and don't advertise it.
Right.
They were hovering at that 0.9, almost 1.0 ratings every week with no advertisement.
Yeah, which
Or very little because it was in the comic books.
right. Well, with the Flash, like I was saying with the Flash before, real quick, is that with the Flash, he'd be on at 8 o'clock one day, he'd be on 9 o'clock the next. You never knew when he was on.
Yeah, and this was pre-internet stuff. So
Pretty much,
the
yeah.
TV guide would always be
So,
wrong.
our thought out to this is we hope that when the new group comes around, we get a happy medium between what we had and what we have now.
I agree with you 100%. If Seeley does a good medium between Vertigo Hellblazer, DC Constantine, and even DC Hellblazer,
I'll be happy.
I'll be happy too. I'm going to add it on our shelf, and we're going to post the cover on our Facebook page. In closing, check out Hellblazer. Great book.
See you in the funny papers.
Take care.